Once again, another new ride line, this time a manga protagonist ride line of Youthquake, so let's begin. But first, cards for the last few days. So we got Dark State's double rare, that being Blazing Gunfire Colossus, which is a grade 2 with power and the skill is auto. When placed on rearguard by Vanguard's ability, cost +1, draw a card, and this card gives us 5k power until end turn. This is doable with certain decks, so it's not entirely too bad, but the second skill, where auto rearguard, when this card attack hits a Vanguard, if your Vanguard is grade 4 or greater, countercharge 1. Design wise, it's basically made for Gear Chronicle. The only thing is attack hit countercharge, which I don't like. And there are a better grade 2 target, Steam Breath, for that deck than calling this card through Fate Rider basically. You can technically use this on Bruce or Griffogila as well, probably in Griffogila, but this is just an okay card that you can run in your own leisure. And now to the Tuesday stream itself. We're gonna go to the new ride line immediately. Here's Silhouette Man, the starter. Moving on, in which we go to Garter Silhouette, which is of course a grade 1 with 8k power, and the skill is auto. When placed by riding on top of the Silhouette Man, search your deck for one Machinery's Factory, reveal it and put it to your hand, and of course shuffle your deck. And of course, since this is brand gate, it's set order. In which we go to the grade 2 with 10k power, Caesar Silhouette, which has the skill of auto. When rode upon by Gigant Armed Silhouette, the grade 3, choose up to 2 armed cards with different names from your drop zone and call them to rearguard. This will be definitely explained, but before we go to the grade 3, let's go to the set order. Machinery's Factory, which is a grade 1, and it has a skill. Act Order Zone, cost rest this card, look at top 7 cards to your deck, choose one arms card from among them, and put it to your hand if you have the same card name as that card in your drop zone, but discard it if your drop zone doesn't have it. The grade 2 kinda explains why you want it in your drop zone, but it's also not bad to have it in your hand. Especially for this next part, where if you put the card in your hand, you put this to your soul, and of course you still shuffle your deck. You will be soul blasting, by the way, so that extra part is very helpful. And the second skill is also pretty good, where Act Order Zone. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard that is Silhouette cost, put this card to your soul, choose up to 2 arms cards with different names from your drop zone, and call them to open rearguard. So either way, you kinda just want them in your drop zone so you could just do some combo plays. Like I said, it's not bad to put them in your hand either, because you want them as your rearguards regardless. But at least they're good discard fodder. Next to the arms, our first card being Arms R, or you could technically say Arms Right. But anyway, it's a grade 2 with 10k power, and the skill is auto Vanguard rearguard. That will be very important on the Vanguard part. When this card attacks a Vanguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard that is Silhouette, cost counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or greater rearguards, and retire it. And this card gives 5k power in the end of that battle. So it's just a nice retire engine for Silhouettes. Nothing big yet until we go to the Silhouette Vanguard, in which we go to Arm L, which could also be translated to Arm Left, which is a grade 2 with 10k power, and the skill is auto Vanguard rearguard. When this card attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard that's Silhouette, cost counterblast 1, draw a card. Sure, why not? But everything will be explained with the grade 3. In which we go to Gigant Armed Silhouette, which is a grade 3 with power, and skill is auto Vanguard. Once per turn at the beginning of your attack step, cost Soul Blast 1, hence why the soul is important. Choose 2 of your armed rear guard with different names and attach them to this unit. Basically, you are moving them to your Vanguard as stand. They don't attack, but this attached unit will be getting their powers total combined continuously, and they are moved to rearguard at rest at the end of the turn, which is not going to happen with the second skill. But what this basically means is you are basically doing Legion with the arms card. You're just combining the cards with this. In a similar way to Bavsargra as well, or Maximum Summon in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, by putting the 3 cards on your Vanguard. That's basically what it is. And that explains why the arms cards have the Vanguard part of their skills. This is because when they're attached to this card, it still counts as an attack from this. So those skills will still activate. Yeah, sure, it costs a total of counterblast 2 for full value there, but it's overall not too bad. They get the combined power of everything, and in ruling wise, you get a front trigger, well, all 3 cards in the Vanguard get plus 30k. And not only that, you have a total of 3 units on your Vanguard. Meaning, if you get a trigger, you can choose one of your other units, and this card will still get the total power from that. So say one of your arms is getting the trigger power, this will also get the trigger power along with it. and it will detach at the end of the turn, so that's where it will lose it, but that's basically what it is. So gain triggers actually can be very valuable here, especially with the second skill where Auto Vanguard. At the end of battle that this unit attack, choose one of your attached units and move it to an open rearguard as stand. And as a reminder text, it's no longer considered attached when it's being moved, but the power of the trigger still stays, so that's very important. Unfortunately, that has to say open rearguard, but luckily it says at the beginning of this card's attack, you're gonna have those open rearguards anyway, so you're basically get one more additional attack from this skill. But I get why. Overall, there are ups and downs with this if you want to make a good comparison. Bavsargra, they are very similar in a way that you want to be arming your Vanguard basically. The main difference is the rearguard aspect. Because they're rearguards, your opponent can still remove those. But due to this deck synergy, you can recycle those cards, so it's not entirely too bad. But overall, I will have to say this is a pretty cool concept. And then to a support card, Bustling Mechanic Rodney. Grade 1 8 power and skills. Count rearguard. If your Vanguard was attached this turn, this card gets was 10k power. Being 18k, not too bad. The second skill will also matter with this because auto back row rearguard. At the end of the battle that your Silhouette Vanguard attacked a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if you have no front row rearguards, cost Soul Blast 1 stand this unit. You're gonna use your Silhouette to attach those cards and then use this skill after the attacks to stand this card and then detach one of them, giving you another attack. So yeah, pretty good. So that's it for this new ride line of the Silhouette. What do you guys think of it? Honestly, I like the cool concept of it. It's basically similar to Bavsargra, except that you have actual rear guards to actually arm your Vanguard. The unfortunate part is that it's only limited to 2 cards, but overall it's pretty cool. Better than Bavsargra in a way for the multi-attack, but the downside is that they're rear guards, so it's still be removable, but you have recycling, so it's not entirely bad anyway. But overall, just pretty cool. But anyway, that's it for this, and see you all next time.